Hey guys, and welcome back to some more Factorio in our Singapore Space Factory, and I have a couple plans for today. So first off, I want to do a little bit of an experiment. Some people have commented multiple times in multiple previous videos about how I actually don't need as many fusion reactors as I'm using, and that if I use Mark II batteries, I can get away with one fusion reactor, even if I just fill my entire thing with exoskeletons. Besides the fusion reactor and a couple Mark II batteries. Personally, I don't believe that. I don't think that's the case. And why I don't think that's the case is because I'm basing that assessment on the fact that the batteries only charge when I'm wearing the suit. And if that's the case, it definitely won't work because, no way can one fusion reactor power, 10 or like 8 exoskeletons and batteries at the same time. So your batteries aren't going to get charged. And I mean, one fusion reactor can't run like 8 exoskeletons at once, obviously. I mean, it outputs 750 kilowatts and a exoskeleton takes 200, so at most it can do like 3.5-ish, almost 4, not quite. But they're making the assumption that they're saying, like their judgment is based on the fact that batteries charge in a suit even when you're not wearing the suit. So that's the experiment. We're going to see. I don't know. One of us is going to be wrong. It could certainly be me. I've never tried it. So what we're going to do is I've made another set of power armor here, which I'll need eventually anyway. We're going to stick a fusion reactor in it. We're going to stick some batteries in it. And we're going to let it chill in my inventory for maybe 10 minutes or so. We're going to put it on and we're going to see if it has any battery charge. I'm guessing it won't. And if that is the case, that it does not, then the theory will be debunked, because there's no way that one fusion reactor can run, charge like 2 batteries and like 8 exoskeletons at the same time, because it's just impossible. I mean, there's not enough energy. So the only way that this would work is if it fully charges the batteries while it's in here, and then the batteries would have enough charge to run the exoskeletons, perhaps. I don't know. So that's one thing. The next thing is we're going to do some building. I want to automate the patron plus patron thing. So essentially we need to take our patron token and we need to combine it with these other ingredients to get this item, and then we combine that with a satellite to get the patron plus capsule. So this thing is pretty expensive. It requires a power armor Mark II, fusion reactors, exoskeletons, roboport, and a steel axe. or a roboport Mark II. 5 of them, in fact. So we're going to automate as many of those things as we can. We do still have, if I hit L, we do still have 5 efficiency module 3s, so enough to make 1 power armor for now, which is okay. Like I said, it takes forever to get the patron capsule, so it's not like or tokens, it's not like we'll need, another one right away. So I'm trying to figure out where to automate these. I suppose I could do it right in here, because it will be bot-based, I think. Maybe. See what we can do. Well, these wouldn't have to be. And yeah, I'm going to automate those. I'm just seeing everything we need to see if I could do this belt-based. Not entirely, because we would need electric engines for those. What I could do... Didn't we have electric engines over here somewhere? Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some of these in network. I could do like a direct insertion deal like I did with the electric engines for the robot frames, but I think that's a little bit excessive. So what we're going to do is... The problem is you can't set multiple conditions, because like I want this to grab more than just furnaces. I want this to grab engines, but I obviously do not want the engines to just pile up infinitely. So I wish I could have more than one like network condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a long-handed inserter and do it here. And of course that won't work because I can't filter him anyway. What a pain, dude. Maybe I will just do direct insertion. No, we'll just do it down here somewhere. It's fine. Okay, so you go here. You're going to grab the electric engine somewhere. I can never find these damn things. Nope, not those. These, and I'm going to tell you that you can work if there is less than, let's just say, 60, because that's 2 exoskeletons worth. Actually, these really aren't that expensive. Let's just do 100. Okay, so those are in the network. That thing is good to go. So that will cover the exoskeletons, and then I can bring the steel in and processing units via belt if I'd like. Fusion reactors can be belt-based. Roboport Mark IIs. 100 processing units and 5 of these, which is a bit of a headache. Geez. It's actually a lot of a headache. How am I going to do that? Well, steel and batteries we already have here. We could build them across, and then we would just need gears, which we could just get from iron and that. Okay, that's doable. And the last thing this needs is the power armor, which I'll just craft by hand or something for now. We're not going to get to the point of automating them in this space. So, now that we have that figured out, let's go ahead and build these. In fact, I could just do it here. So you go here. This is going to be our level 2 guy, and then oh, wrong factory. You're going to go here, and you're going to be this. We're going to do direct insertion. Don't really need a stack inserter. And then this needs, I mean, it takes 10 seconds. It's a lot of steel and batteries. It's certainly not going to be the most efficient, but as I said, in fact, this is probably the only Patreon Plus token we're going to send from this base. So I wouldn't technically have to automate it, but it would take me forever to actually craft all this by hand. So I'm going to do it just for the hell of it. And plus, you guys harass me a lot about not automating stuff, which is totally deserved. Like, I understand that. That's I deserve it because I definitely don't automate enough stuff. And I don't know why. I feel like, let me get some thought. I feel like it's kind of a weird thing in my head where I somehow come up with logic that, like, it would be faster for me to just go get it myself than to automate it, depending on what it is, which obviously doesn't really make any sense, unless it's for, like, a one-time item, like a Power Armor Mark II that we're only going to make, you know, one more time in this base. And, of course, again, this kind of counts as that, but I mean, making 5 of these things is 25 of these things, and, you know, making all these and all these portable fusion reactors, I mean, that's a lot to do by hand. So I think I'm at a point now where I will happily automate those. So he's still missing gears, which I'm actually going to put here. And then this just needs to be red circuits, or, well, okay. And then also, I guess like across from this maybe, because he needs 100 of those. Okay, this is going to get a bit interesting. Trying to figure out how I'm going to actually do this. So let's take a splitter, go like that. It's only one belt, so this is a correct split off. Going to come down here, he's going to grab those, and then the blue circuits, we haven't even run down here yet. In fact, I've done a very precarious, setup here with these blue circuit splits. So we go like that. And we are grinding away on the modules. They're kind of coming along. Speaking of which, I've come to a decision. And I don't know how many of you guys are going to like this or not, but I've already made the decision because I think it's the only viable way to go. Well, I guess first I should just mention that I did some math. And after doing the math, I considered just spawning... I considered just spawning in the modules and, like, quote-unquote paying for them later with the resources once we get our mega base up, you know, just, like, I don't know, buffer some, like, you know, use the amount of resources that would be equivalent to the modules I spawn in, and then, I don't know, like, just blow up the chests or something to kind of simulate that I used them. That seems a little bit cheaty, and I figured you guys would not be happy with that, so what I decided to do is we almost have to go to... I need to learn how to place splitters correctly is one thing that I need to do. We need to go to like a stage 2 of the modules, of the module production. And let me just finish this really quick. I have a hard time explaining things that I'm not working on, so I'm just going to end up blabbering away and making no sense again if I don't focus on this at the moment. This needs to not do that. This means he needs to go there for symmetry's sake, because this guy actually needs to underground like that, since iron, wherever that may be, up here, needs to come over. Oh dear God. There's no way in hell I'm fitting one of these things in here, I don't think. my belt splitters, it's a balancer. I know I put them in my library thing here. I was just seeing if I by chance still had them on me. Okay, so that's what we need. The problem is it needs to like go through here, which it happens to be on the same plane pretty much as that. I suppose we could do it here, which means these guys need to just underground. That's not that big of a deal. It needs to go up. Okay. So yeah, I'll get to the module thing once I'm finished building these roboports, because I am going to get way too distracted. So, I can never find these damn blueprint books. Where'd it go, dude? Oh. Okay, so you're gonna go, whoop, you're gonna go like that. There we go. What are you missing? Oh, nothing. Sweet. It's a bit of a surprise, really. Okay, so he's gonna split off. He's gonna come down, and you are going to go under. It's a bit of a waste, but I want it to match. He's gonna come over like that. And this needs to be 2, which is fine, because he can turn this way and maybe not be a problem. Well, there. He's definitely not a problem now. So there's that. Here's this. This guy will get what he needs. He will get what he needs. And we will now export these somewhere. Suppose over here would work. Passive provider. And we're going to just say work until there are 5. I could do a hard limit, but I actually don't know what these stack in. Maybe they do stack in 5s. But I'm not sure, so I'd prefer not to, you know, potentially get a stack of like 50 or 10 of these things. So there's that. And then across from this, we could make our doohickeys, our exoskeletons, which need steel. Crap. Okay, those may need to go over there. The fusion reactors we could do here, though. This is going to absolutely chew through our blue circuits. Like, this is going to be a little bit insane. How quickly these blue circuits just evaporate. So I'm not going to do any research or anything for a little bit. I have done some research just kind of off screen. I've actually AFK'd for about 2 hours today trying to build up some modules. I mean, it doesn't look like much. It's mostly just extra levels of like these things that I grabbed. Just to kind of get a little more towards our tokens and, you know, just knock out a few additional things, let the base do something. Because the base was pretty much backed up this whole time. Now it's actually not at all. Now it's actually potentially having some issues. But I actually have like a bajillion of these on me. I really should just stick some in there. And then you go here, and we're just... Are you in the network by any chance? Nope. Nope, definitely not. Okay, then let's grab a roboport or 2. And I could have just grabbed the whole stack. That's the other weird thing about me, alright? It's just everyone has their quirks, right? I have this really strange logic that, like, I don't want to grab too many and, like, overwork the base, so I just grab what I need at the moment, which is dumb logic, because, I mean, in comparison to everything else, the roboports are, like, cheap. I mean, really. Compared to, like, the science we're doing now and such. So, I don't know, it's kind of dumb. But, hey. Hey, whoa, bud. I think you need to, chill. How about you? How about we copy that? Oh, I didn't copy. Oh, shit. Turn, stop. Sorry again, language. I know I say sorry a lot for that, but I do try to make this not that much cursing, so I do actually feel bad and feel is worth an apology when I do randomly just let out a curse, because I don't really mean to. What am I looking for? These guys. These are expensive. Sometimes you just gotta cuss when you end up spending way more materials than you thought you wanted to. So, because, I mean, these are going to evaporate. These really need to go to him. Which, is this, like, full of crap? It is. Stick them in there. Anyway, so there's that. And then, yeah, so I don't know. It's a weird quirk of mine why I just sometimes grab, like, only what I need, even though I'm going to use more in the future anyway. I should just have them on me. There's really no logic to it, to be honest. So, in terms of the modules, what I mean by going to stage 2 is I did some calculations, and you guys, you're either going to get a kick out of this or just like facepalm. It's pretty astounding. So I did some very rough, keep in mind these are very rough calculations, so, you know, I could be off a bit. I don't think I'm off too much, but at our current rate, and actually, our rate is actually lower than this, I think. Our rate is definitely lower than this, because I base these calculations for module production off of 2 a minute of each type, and we're not actually doing that, I don't think. We're doing like maybe a 1 a minute, so the calculations are actually low. But anyway, based on 2 a minute of each of the speed and productivity, just request some engines here, I calculated that to get enough for a very rough amount, for what we would need for the Megabase, the whole Megabase smelter array, and the rest of the Megabase, you know, like all the science station stuff, moduled and beacon, it would take, just see how many of these take, 30, crest 30. It would take us about another 62 hours of constant production at 2 per minute of each type to get enough. That's double. That's our game time is 67 hours. That's almost the entire playthrough again worth of module grind at the rate that I would like to be going at 2 a minute. We're not even doing 2 a minute, and the calculations are low because of that. And I think I underestimated the modules. So anyway, no way in hell are we doing that. So what that comes down to is that how many do these take again? 6. What that comes down to is that we need to go to phase 2, which should pretty exponentially, maybe exponentially is not the right word, pretty substantially increase our module production. So if there's less than 6, you can work. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing something. We have another exoskeleton here. Let's grab one. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to build up enough modules, and we're somewhat-ish close to this. This shouldn't take that much longer. We're going to build up enough modules for 2 full smelting arrays. And by full smelting arrays, I mean like the actual smelting array that I showed when I first put this down. And 1 for copper, 1 for iron, maybe a few furnaces switched depending on the ratio. And also enough modules for fully moduled setups of these things. And we're going to use those 2 full smelting arrays, which, keep in mind, each one can do almost 25,000 of each plate. We're going to use both those to then supply much bigger builds of this to then supply more modules. So that's the stage 2. Now, that may seem like, you know, you're probably thinking, well, great, Xterminator, you know, how many more episodes we're going to have to watch of this crap? Well, not this crap, you know. I mean, maybe that's what you're thinking. You know, how many more episodes we're going to have to watch of building modules? Well, the designing of it, I think, will be quite interesting because it's going to be different designs in this. The full smelters, I think, are going to be fun to design because with that, I've decided, in fact, after this episode, after I'm done recording, I'm going to go into a bit of a designing session with my quote-unquote design team, and we are going to work, kind of try to flesh out the rest of my train system idea, and we're going to implement that and start it with our smelters because we're going to build the 2 smelting arrays, and since they're the completed version, once we're done with modules, we'll just leave them there, right? I mean, we'll leave them there, and then we'll just add more of them for the Megabase. So the good news is, we get to design that, and I'm very excited. I'm really excited for that, to finally unveil my train system thing, and you know, the builds for the circuits are going to be different, and yeah, we're going to build more modules, but what I'll do is I'll do all the building and designing on screen because I know you guys like to see that, and it will be different than what we've done already. And then I'm probably just going to stream or just AFK for like, you know, like 6 or 7 hours and just let it go. And I mean, because, you know, if I try to do other stuff like I am here while that works in the background episode wise, it probably would be like many more episodes of that, which we've already had quite a few of, just kind of letting modules grind in the background. So I know, I'm just trying to assure you that it's not going to be like 10 or 15 more episodes of letting these grind in the background. Once we get it built, which will probably take several episodes, but should be quite interesting. Looks like these are pretty much done. Or not. What the hell are you waiting on, brother? Come on. Batteries. Jeez, man. So we do that. I'm going to reverse the flow of this. Then I'm just going to let it grind away. Probably do some streams and like build outposts and stuff and let it grind because we'll need quite a few outposts anyway. And the deal with that is once I get the train system implemented for the smelter, we're going to just go straight to our 4-lane systems from there. I've been doing the 2 lanes. But we're just going to go to the 4 lanes. It's going to be 310-3 ore trains, 363 plate trains, which we will use and actually bring the plate somewhere else to make the modules, because I think that's kind of cool. So that's the plan, and this is like in the very near future, like within probably the next 2 episodes, maybe I'd say. I don't think I'll have time this episode, but next episode I would like to get the token or the Patron Plus capsule actually made and launched into space, and we'll go up there ourselves again and visit. And maybe knock out another science, because we will have another 1,000 science, and we already had the 1,000 from last launch, so we could actually get this next robo speed if we wanted. Or the bullet damage. I'd actually prefer the robo speed, to be honest. So that's kind of the plan. I hope you look forward to that. I would like to hear your thoughts, and the episode isn't quite over yet. I know that's usually my outro, but I want to mention it now. I would like to hear your thoughts in regards to the module things, because I really do value you guys' opinions. You know, if you disagree, if you think I should do something different, please let me know, because I mean, you're the viewers. You know, if you don't want to watch me build another module base, then tell me, and I just either won't do it, period, and figure out some other solution, which you could suggest, or I'll just build it all off camera on streams or something. I don't know. Anyway, let me know. So we're going to test out this power armor, and we're going to see if this charges any batteries. And I need to be careful, because my instinct was to pull this out and put this one in, which would be bad, because I may poop some inventory if I did that. So we're just going to place them over, and my theory holds, as I expected. Nope. Doesn't work. No charge. Does not charge batteries unless you're wearing it, which means that this theory is debunked. I'm sorry, but because there's no way that this is going to charge these 2 batteries. And just for example, let me turn this off. Do that. Let's just fill this with exoskeletons. Let's see. So he works for a second. I think it's draining some battery. I don't know. Maybe this does work. How could? No way does one exoskeleton. No way does one fusion reactor charge or run. You can see my battery is draining. Once it drains, we're gonna have a bad time. Now, I mean, this is tons of charge worth. I mean, it lasts a long time, and I suppose if I stop to like work on something, it'll charge back up. But like, I don't think it really makes up for it, because people's theories, I think, was based on the fact that the battery would charge in the thing when it's in your inventory, but that's not the case. So my argument was that, you know, you don't just stand still usually in Factorio for like 10 minutes straight unless you're AFK grinding modules. So, you know, I may be doing this and stuff, but, you know, I'm going to be running around, and maybe I need to go over here and check on some stuff. And especially in combat, like that's the thing. The running suit would have also kind of been for combat, potentially. And, you know, I'm like never going to be standing still there. So once this battery runs out, I'm just running to run it out. You'll see that this is going to completely fail, because there's no way in hell that... There we go. It runs like 3-ish. 3 and part of another one, which is no faster than what my other armor had. So my point being is that they do not charge when things in your inventory and not being worn. And number 2, you definitely need more than one fusion reactor for something like this. Same, I think, would go for the laser defenses. Those would be a bit different, because like if I'm riding in the tank down to somewhere, the batteries would get pretty charged. And I guess that's the same case for the exoskeletons. I feel like it's still a little bit iffy, but maybe not. I don't know. It's not a completely moot point. Definitely, you're not completely wrong by any means. I think it's definitely worth maybe tweaking, playing with a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to yoink all those out of there, stick them back in here so that this guy doesn't turn on. And get rid of these. We now have extra parts. Fuck. Shoot. Oh dear. Did it again. This is what I'm talking about, dude. I told you. That's my instinct to do that. Darn it. Alright, well, that's a good ending of the episode. Guys, well, this can be my other set, so I might as well just put these back in here. This can be like my worker set or something. I'll just fill it with roboports or something. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think that's going to do it at 24 minutes. That's perfect. We got all this set up, which is awesome. This thing will work eventually once it gets more batteries. It actually takes quite a few. I mean, it's close-ish. I mean, it takes 25 of these, and each one of these takes 45, which is... I don't know what 25 times 45 is. It's a lot. It's like over 1,000, I think. Like over 1,200, maybe? Under 1,200? Can't do math right now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said before, I'd like to hear your thoughts down in the comments. And if you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like. But until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.